How you guys doing? Welcome back to Country Mash. I hope you guys have been awesome. And yes, I know today's video looks a little bit different. It's not like my normal videos, but that's because we are doing the cheapest ammo from Walmart long range challenge. So I'm looking for the cheapest 308 ammo you possibly have.
Oh boy, the cheapest we have is what they call Tulip for $9.47.
Let's do it, man.
How many do you want?
How many comes in a box?
20.
20 rounds?
Yeah.
Let's do one box.
150 grade.
Perfect.
Well, good
Awesome.
luck.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so the plan is to use the cheapest ammo from Walmart, 308 in this case, for long range shooting. Now, what is long range shooting? Now, that's subjective to some people, but according to Wiki, it's at least 600 meters, which is about 656 yards. I like to shoot yards. And so we're gonna be shooting at least 656 yards. I'm gonna shoot for 700 just to make it an even round number. And we're just gonna throw it out here somewhere, and then we will drive back there and get started. Now, part of the challenge is using the ammo from the box of 20 to also zero this ammo to my rifle. So whatever ammo I use to zero my rifle and get a good zero is going to be the ammo I don't have to shoot long range. So we're going to use a box of 20 to zero my rifle and then get it out to 656 yards, between 700 yards. We're essentially going to set my target up, and then we'll drive back. And then I use the AAC-SD reticle, honestly, for ranging everything now. And so I'll be using that to range the target. And then wherever we end up, if we're not quite 656 yards, then I'll just drive a little bit more until we're past it. We'll go from there. So let's set up the steel target first. So quick tip real quick, I don't know if you guys see these gloves. I actually use these gloves only for handling my steel target. And I do that because the steel target gets covered in lead, and I want to isolate whatever touches lead from touching anything else. So I only use these gloves for handling this steel target. So it's a good idea to go get another pair of gloves for handling your steel targets or anything that touches lead. All right, so we got the steel target set up. Now let's drive back and get going. Alrighty. So that black dot out there, I don't know if you guys could see it or not, is the 18x30 steel target that we're gonna be shooting at today. I'm not exactly sure how far it is right now. We will range it in a second, but first let's take a look at the gear we brought to use for this challenge. All right, so we're using my Remington 700. That's in an XLR element chassis. This is one of their older versions, so it doesn't have the M-LOK, but it's been a really good chassis so far. It has the ergo grip, which I love. We got the Magpul Bipod that Optics Planet had actually sent out to me to test and review. So this is currently in testing right now, though I am digging it. I'll put a discount code in the description box if you guys want to hit up Optics Planet and support the channel. The rings that I'm using are Seekins Precision. I really like Seekins Precision, plus they are also a somewhat local company to me. So anytime I can support a good company that is local, I do like to do that. And on top, I believe it's painted now, but I believe this was the Vortex bubble level, or maybe this is the Lone Star one from Amazon. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember. It's one of them. Either way, it works good. I like the Lone Stars and I like the Vortex one. I think the Lone Stars are probably the better deals. They're a little bit cheaper and it's pretty much the same thing. I always add a little bit of silicone on the end just to add an extra security measure so it doesn't fall out. And then I just paint over it so you guys can't even tell. And on top, we have the Primary Arms GLX, which is the new Gold Series R-Grid 2B scope. It's a 4-16. They were gracious enough to send this out to test and review for the channel. This has been an incredible scope. So I want to use, a good setup for this challenge, since we do have the cheapest 308 ammo that you can get at Walmart, which, to be honest, this might be the cheapest 308 ammo anywhere, maybe. I don't know. It is steel cased, but it is non-corrosive. I'm not too worried about this setup. So this is 150 grain full metal jacket, steel case, non-corrosive, boxer primed. And there's 20 cartridges. It's the size of a normal box of ammo. So I'm going to use this to zero it on this rifle. Make sure we're squared away, and then we'll get going. All right, so I'm gonna load up 3 rounds to start. I really hope I don't need more than that, but we'll see. This stuff was under $10. If it does perform halfway decent, that won't be a bad practice ammo. Let's see where we're at. And FYI, I'm not aiming for the center, because the center is kind of a really big red dot. There's actually like a couple scratches on the target, and I'm actually gonna aim at one of those because it's a lot smaller of a target for me to aim at. It's gonna help with better groups, hopefully, if we can even group this thing. Let's go take a look. All right, so I was actually aiming for like this little mark right here, and this is our impact. So not too far off. Brought a tape measure to help me see how far up I need to go. So about 3 inches I need to go up, and then maybe 3/4 of an inch right. But again, that's just from this one shot. This may not even be exactly where it was supposed to hit because it's not the greatest ammo. We'll find out. All right, so the turret adjustments on this scope are in mil radians, which means 1 mil at 100 yards is about 3.6 inches. So if we want to go up 3 inches at 100 yards, we need to move this about 0.8 of a mil. And I say 0.8, and that's because the adjustments on these turrets are 1/10 of a mil. And if we did 0.9 of a mil, it's going to put us a little bit over 3 inches. So let's just do 0.8 of a mil and see where that puts us. All right, let's do it. So that did put us over. I could see that hit. It looks like we're maybe up and to the right, maybe 1.5 inches, maybe. So right off the bat, I could tell just from these results, it's not gonna group well. But that was our 3rd shot. So let's do one more for safe measure. I'm gonna come down 1 inch. And if we're even ballpark 1 inch or 2, we'll just go with it. All right, so that has to be about 1/2 inch. Let's go take a look. That might be 1 inch away. Pretty nice conditions today. A little bit cloudy, not too sunny. All right, so I was aiming for right here, so maybe about 1 inch. So about 1 inch off. Should I go with that? Or should I spin one more round? I mean, honestly, when I went up 3 inches from this point to try to hit here, and I hit over here, that's telling me this stuff is not very accurate. So that might be telling me that this might be, I'm aiming for right here, that might be about right. That might be about the group size. Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. Let's just go for, I don't even know how far this is yet. We're gonna range it in a second. Let's bring this guy in and just go for the steel. All right, so my cheek riser is a little bit too high for me to line up my camera directly through my scope. So it might be a little bit hazy, but we're gonna use the auto ranging brackets
and the top to line this up. And so I may not be able to hold this still long enough for you guys to see, but what I'm seeing is that this is actually about 800 yards away, a little bit further than I was anticipating. But before we drive closer, let's take some shots. Let's take 5 shots at 800 yards and see if we can get on target. That would be really impressive if we can do that, but who knows. I don't have a chronograph with me. I actually don't own one. But what I do like to do, which has worked out in the past, is I look up the feet per second on whatever ammo I want to use, and then I interpolate the feet per second for my barrel length and dial in my ballistic app, and then we'll use that to go for the steel. So this is definitely a lot more challenging than just cheap ammo. I definitely have cheap everything, it seems like. But hey, there really is a lot of people who want to shoot long range who really don't have much of a budget at all. So I think these challenges are kind of fun. If you guys have any ideas for future budget challenges, please put them down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. I think they're a lot of fun. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but for 800 yards, it's saying 8.5 mils of drop. So instead of dialing in with the turrets, I'm actually going to use the reticle inside because I know it's going to be 100% precisely accurate. So I'll show you guys up on the screen what I'm looking at. I'm going to start off with 8.5 mils with no wind, and we'll see where that puts us. Right over the head. So I was kind of aiming for the upper chest. I'm going to go for kind of center mass area. Still right over the top. Like I'm seeing the dust right over its shoulders. So maybe we'll go for 8 mils, center mass. Man, it's still right over the top. And that is a hit, my friends. So that was about 8 mils. So we were slightly off a little bit. We have to keep in mind that the ranging is a range estimator. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain. GoPro's waterproof, but the LUMIX G7 is not. So I got my LUMIX G7 covered with my expensive waterproof weather casing. All right, so we got a hit, guys. So let's see if that was luck or if we can keep hitting this at 8 mils. That was strange. I saw the dust cloud right behind it, as if it went through it or something. I'm not sure exactly if I was right, left, above, or under. All right, so that was a little bit off to the right. Still no wind at this point, just a little bit of rain. The rain never hurt nobody. That was a little bit off to the right as well. Still to the right. I don't see any mirage down there. Although when the dirt splashes up, it is blowing to the right, so. All right, our elevation is definitely on, but the accuracy of this ammo is not the best. If you had to use this ammo in a war situation for long range, or if you had to use it for a post-apocalyptic situation where you're defending your territory, whatever scenario you're thinking of, this would definitely scare the crap out of someone, that's for dang sure. You'd get close enough to scare them away. All right, so that was 10 rounds. So we got 1 out of 10. Load up the last little bit. And I'm like right there, really close. I think the ammo is just struggling to stay consistent on its path. Let's take a couple more shots and see if we can do this. Still off to the right. Man, I'm so confused. That dust is right behind it. 3 more rounds left. So let's make them count. Literally right behind it. I don't know. A spotter would be handy right about now. We got 2 rounds left. Let's cross our fingers. Let's make this happen. This stuff actually feeds and cycles pretty well though. I am impressed with that. Still off to the right. All right, this is our last shot and we have to make this count. Do you guys think I could do it? I don't know. Let's find out. I'm at a loss of words. But we freaking hit it once. I consider that a type of win. Do you guys think so? All right, so I hit it once out of 12, okay, not out of 20 rounds. Out of, I actually don't remember how many I used for zeroing it, but we hit it once. We used the cheapest 308 ammo we could find at Walmart, picked it up, 1 box. I've never shot this stuff in my life. I've never used steel cased ammo of any sort in my bolt actions, and we made a hit at 800 yards. I was planning for 650 to 700. We ended up driving out a little bit further than I had expected, and it was 800 yards, and man, I'm actually impressed. So I think at 650, 700 yards, I think we would have made more hits. I don't know, do you guys think that's a win? Do you guys think that that's a viable option for stocking up on, maybe for long range shooting or whatever scenario, situation that you guys would want to prepare for? So put down in the comments if you guys think this stuff is good enough. It may not be great, it may not even be somewhat decent, but let me know if you guys think it was good enough, if you guys consider this a win or not. I had a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to doing more challenges like this, to be totally honest. It's just a lot of fun, and I like to change things up a little bit. I like to get out of my comfort zone. And yeah, so enough rambling. If you guys want more videos like this, let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. I seriously love you guys. You guys just seriously rock. We have such an awesome community in the gun community. I love every single one of you guys. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.